Your Honor, this is a case of misjudgment in which Haley's drive to please has been misconstrued as some sort of malicious intent by the prosecution. The prosecution, Your Honor, is trying to paint a picture of hatred, anger, and jealousy over a feud that happened over 10 years ago that Haley has long since moved on from. The prosecution is trying to use their witnesses who know little to nothing about Haley and exhibits to prove their points on Haley's feelings. However, Your Honor, the defense has been able to refute all of the prosecution's claims. The prosecution first argued the mushroom spores and the deleted folder found on Haley's laptop. As for the mushroom spores, the defense was able to call in fungi expert Dr. Rendon to testify that the high concentration doesn't mean that Haley handled the Heartstopper. Maybe an accidental brushing when they had gone to relieve themselves in the park and they were in the area, but Haley did not grab a Heartstopper mushroom. And as for the deleted folder, Your Honor, both Detective Sachs and Sam Longo testified that they were unable to recover what was in this file. And we heard from Haley themselves, who was able to say that it was just a recollection of their experiences with Chef Sears and how they deleted the folder out of respect for Chef Sears' legacy. The prosecution also used Sam Longo to make a map of Artemis Grove and point to Haley's path in the park while foraging. For this disappearance, which was also mentioned by Alden Mitchell, in which Haley had gone off and separated, Haley was able to testify that they were having stomach issues and went that far to relieve themselves and gain some privacy in a park that had no clear bathroom signs. The prosecution also called upon Amari Rodriguez to testify to the relationship that Haley and Chef Sears had on the show. And while full of animosity, none of this animosity came from Haley. All of this animosity, Your Honor, was on the side of Chef Sears. Dakota Morrison, a fellow contestant on the show, was able to testify to Haley's kindness and how forgiving he was of people, and how Haley never once acted out against Chef Sears on or off the show. We also heard from Gene Kronstadt, an old friend of both Chef Sears and Haley Fromholtz, who was able to testify that at events before the filming of Recipe for Success, Haley congratulated Chef Sears on all of his successes, on all of the progress he had made in the industry. And for this reason, Your Honor, it makes no sense that after this fact, after going as far to congratulate Sears on his successes on a book in which Haley's grandmother's recipes were stolen, that Haley would choose now to act against it. Why, of all times, when Haley was this close to their dream of winning the show and getting the money and opening this restaurant that he's been dreaming of for so long, would Haley choose to throw it all away over a feud over 10 years old? In addition to this, Your Honor, the defense has been able to present a reasonable conclusion in which Haley was innocent. All of the circumstantial evidence that the prosecution has provided to pin Haley to the scene of the crime, the defense has been able to prove an alternative version of. And it is for this reason, Your Honor, in accordance with CalCrim 224, since there is a reasonable conclusion in which Haley is not guilty, Your Honor must go with the decision in which innocence is held. Haley did value his future as the prosecution claims, but Haley also valued his friends and the people that he looked up to. One of these people, Your Honor, being Chef Sears. Haley would never act out of anger, out of jealousy, out of hurt, and especially not to the point of committing murder. And it is for this reason, Your Honor, that the defense moves that you find our client, Haley Fromholtz, not guilty on the count of first-degree murder. Thank you.